Here we go. 8-3.
He can't, man. He's not going to get me.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Alert.
52's the mark. 52's the mark. Focus, defense, focus.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Still got it. 4 down. Run it.
Ball trot.
To throw again, Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, Charlie.
2nd and 5. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
You got 3.
Gun. One left. Undercrush.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Here I come again.
Hey, Mike 52. They're not ready for this, man.
Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Let's go double count right here, double count. Check Michael Allen, check Michael Allen. I'm trying to collect. Hustle. Check.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Check Michael Allen, check Michael Allen. Echo. You better be afraid of me. Hey, check Michael.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And
it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
Let's go, baby. Pick 6 all day. Don't throw my side.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Protein spill. Check 26. Switch. Jack. Deuce.
Toss play, Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Come on.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. They're going to look to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith. 77 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Check.
From the 30 on second down, Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. It's caught, Lockett. Tyler Lockett. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
But listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a first and 10. After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh. Check. Five.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
On the set.
Second and 11. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll set up to throw. And he finds Cook. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes
pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
I think normally we would as a football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's second and 20. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, one from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31 of 32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Zebra. Watch the seat. Quick. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic.
3 bucks.
Hey, 0. Check, 52's the mic. All go special.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And a completion to Wilson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And taken right at the 35. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the 1st half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Kamara try the right side. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. He'll get 15 and a Saints 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another 1st down with that run.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. 60-yard.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now back to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this score will stay right where it is. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Here's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position, the ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it, and even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? Back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. Wilson. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And finally taken down to the 25-yard line. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Good guys, 4 down, 4 down. Be ready, be ready.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. On 1st down, Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
18 Gator. Go, go. Hey, that's good.
2nd and 13. Buying time to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing is Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 13. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line.
Set, ready, 8, read. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Ready, 10 logo. 57.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, echo. 57's the mark. Watch 57. Check back.
57.
No.
To his left. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, and it finally kept out in the rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Watch 52. 52's the mic. Go.
Now Wilson on first down. He lets it fly for Lockett, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks.
Alert.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Again, it's Kamara. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Let's go.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
2nd and 4. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. I got one.
He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. They'll get 3 out of the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll push the lead up to 8. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The drive begins with a run by Dixon. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now it's Wilson. Flush to his right. Dixon, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up fourth down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. On play action, they'll throw. And Thomas has it. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
First down, New Orleans.
Set, ready, 90, Wolf.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he'll go right back to Thomas, complete again. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Hey, 0-0-0.
They stay on the ground with Dixon. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Go 14. Run left, run left. Off. Hey, easy. Touch 50, touch 50.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch a game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And he's got the hook up. He'll have a first down here at about the 40. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Sheldon Rankins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Hey, 0-0-0.
After the sack on first down, Wilson, he lets it fly for Lockett. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Hey, check Michael Landon, check Michael. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Third and long, it's Wilson. Completes it to Dixon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Took right.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
I got you, boy. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Stop your whining.
One left.
Keep moving, man.
Go.
You got to get that.
New man. Man out.
Where's 52? Watch 52.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm going back to you.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Give him 6 yards and the first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for New